Imagine being one of the 6 quarterbacks drafted before Tom Brady in the 2000 NFL Draft. You get the call, hear your name, and feel like the future is yours. But just a few rounds later, a skinny kid from Michigan is taken at pick 199. At that moment, no one could have guessed that this afterthought would become the greatest quarterback in NFL history. While Tom Brady shattered every record and won 7 Super Bowls, what happened to the quarterbacks who were chosen ahead of him? Let's take a deep dive into their careers and find out why they faded while Brady rose to legendary status. Let's rewind to April 2000. The NFL Draft is in full swing, and 6 quarterbacks are off the board before the New England Patriots decide to take a chance on Tom Brady in the 6th round. But how did those 6 quarterbacks fare? And could their teams have predicted the dominance Brady would unleash on the league? Chad Pennington, 18th overall, New York Jets. The first quarterback drafted was Chad Pennington, taken by the New York Jets. At the time, Pennington was seen as a safe pick. He was accurate, smart, and steady. And for a while, that evaluation seemed spot on. Pennington played 11 seasons in the NFL, primarily with the Jets and later with the Miami Dolphins. He led the Jets to the playoffs 3 times and was instrumental in helping the Dolphins win their division in 2008, which is still their last division title. Known for his pinpoint accuracy, Pennington twice led the league in completion percentage. However, injuries derailed what could have been a much more successful career. Shoulder problems repeatedly sidelined him, leaving fans to wonder what might have been. By the time he retired, Pennington had thrown for 17,823 yards, 102 touchdowns, and held a career completion rate of 66%. He transitioned into coaching after football, finding fulfillment as a high school coach. But while Pennington was solid, he wasn't transcendent. Therefore, the Jets missed out on the GOAT in Brady. Pennington's career is a classic example of potential versus durability. He had the skills, but the constant setbacks kept him from ever reaching the elite level. Still, compared to others on this list, his career stands out as the most accomplished of the Brady 6. Giovanni Carmazzi, 65th overall, San Francisco 49ers. Next up was Giovanni Carmazzi, drafted by the San Francisco 49ers. Many saw Carmazzi as a developmental prospect with potential. After all, he had the size and athleticism teams coveted, but potential doesn't always translate to success. Carmazzi's NFL career was short-lived, shockingly short. He never played in a single regular season NFL game. He struggled in his preseason debut, which just so happened to be against Tom Brady and the Patriots in the 2000 Hall of Fame game. Carmazzi spent time in NFL Europe playing for the Rhine Fire and later had brief stints in the Canadian Football League. But he never found his footing in professional football. Carmazzi now lives a vastly different life, reportedly as a farmer and yoga practitioner in Northern California. He's even said to own 5 goats. While Brady was redefining what it meant to be an NFL quarterback, Carmazzi's career ended almost before it began. The 49ers had been searching for the next great quarterback since Steve Young retired, but Carmazzi was not the answer. His story is a reminder of how unpredictable the draft can be, and how hard it is to succeed at the highest level. Chris Redman, 75th overall, Baltimore Ravens. Chris Redman was the 3rd quarterback taken, selected by the Baltimore Ravens. Redman's story is one of perseverance but limited success. He spent much of his career as a backup quarterback, bouncing between the Ravens and the Atlanta Falcons. Redman played 8 seasons in the NFL, mostly in reserve roles. He finished his career with 3,179 passing yards and 21 touchdowns in 31 games. While he managed to stay in the league for several years, Redman never became the franchise quarterback Baltimore hoped for. Instead, he served as a reliable backup, never challenging the likes of Brady's dominance. The Ravens eventually found stability at quarterback with Joe Flacco, but Redmond's tenure is a footnote in the team's history. It's a sharp contrast to what Brady achieved, proving again how rare it is to find a true generational talent. T. Martin, 163rd overall, Pittsburgh Steelers. Drafted in the 5th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers, T. Martin entered the league with high expectations after leading Tennessee to a national championship in college. However, Martin's NFL career was brief and uneventful. He spent time with the Steelers, Eagles, and Raiders, but failed to secure a starting job. Martin's post-playing career, however, has been far more impactful. He transitioned to coaching and now serves as the quarterback's coach for the Baltimore Ravens. While his playing days didn't amount to much, his ability to develop talent has given him a lasting presence in the NFL. Martin's story shows that success in football can come in many forms. While he never reached Brady's level on the field, his contributions as a coach have kept him connected to the game. Mark Bulger, 168th overall, New Orleans Saints. Mark Bulger's career took a different path. Initially cut by the New Orleans Saints, Bulger found a home with the St. Louis Rams. There, he enjoyed a solid NFL career, making 2 Pro Bowls in 2003 and 2006. Bulger threw for over 22,000 yards and 122 touchdowns across his 11-year career. For a time, he was a bright spot for the Rams, filling the void left by Kurt Warner. But injuries and inconsistency eventually derailed his career. Bulger's peak years were impressive, but he still fell short of what Brady accomplished year after year. Bulger's rise and fall illustrate how even a successful career can pale in comparison to the unprecedented achievements of Brady. While Bulger had moments of brilliance, he lacked the longevity and sustained dominance that defined Brady's career. Spurgeon Wynn, 183rd overall, Cleveland Browns. Finally, there's Spurgeon Wynn, the last quarterback drafted before Brady. Wynn was taken by the Cleveland Browns, a franchise desperately searching for answers at quarterback. Unfortunately, Wynn was not the answer. Wynn appeared in just 10 NFL games, throwing for 585 yards and a single touchdown. He spent time with the Minnesota Vikings and also played in the Canadian Football League. Despite his athletic ability, Wynn struggled with accuracy and decision-making, which ultimately ended his NFL career. For the Browns, Wynn's selection is yet another chapter in their long history of quarterback struggles. Meanwhile, Brady was just getting started in New England, preparing to rewrite the record books. And then, there was Tom Brady. Drafted at 199th overall, Brady entered the league with almost no fanfare. He wasn't fast, he wasn't flashy. His scouting report labelled him as a long shot, but what he lacked in physical gifts, he made up for with unmatched preparation, leadership, and resilience. Brady's career speaks for itself. 7 Super Bowl titles, 3 MVP awards, the most passing yards and touchdowns in NFL history. While the 6 quarterbacks drafted before him struggled to find consistency or even just stay in the league, Brady redefined greatness. So, what does this tell us? The NFL draft is an inexact science. Teams look at physical traits, college performance, and potential, but no one can measure heart, work ethic, or the ability to thrive under pressure. Therefore, the story of the quarterbacks drafted before Tom Brady serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that greatness doesn't always come in the package you expect. But here's the real kicker. If Brady can go from the 199th pick to becoming the GOAT, what other hidden gems might be waiting in future drafts? That's a question NFL teams will keep chasing forever. And maybe that's the true magic of the draft. Stay tuned for more stories like this, where the past reminds us just how unpredictable football can be.